Many thanks to Harry Maguire. Some of his stats, though, are rather appealing. Now, he has played every single game for Manchester United so far in the league, as we can see there. And like I mentioned, no player in Europe's top 5 leagues. Now, this includes goalkeepers, has played more minutes in 2020 than Harry Maguire managed. So, Lee, by that logic, the frequency of games would mean there's a higher probability of making an error. And when you're playing for Manchester United, every error is blown up bigger than at any other club within English football. Are we being unfair? Are some critics being unfair on Harry Maguire?
I think they probably are. I think what happened in the summer on his summer holidays when he got into a bit of a troublesome situation, I think has probably spilt over a little bit. He probably had a couple of not so good games and people have picked up on it. But I think the consistency levels since he's got to United have been phenomenal. I think he's shored up the defence. I think he reads the game really well. He can play. I think you can tell that as a kid he was more of a midfielder than a defender because he's more of a footballer than just a stopper. And I think he's been fantastic for the club. I think criticism is a bit harsh for him, to be fair.
Gabby?
No, I totally agree. I feel with Maguire, I always feel that if he had a quick centre half next to him, you know, he'd get more criticism that he gets. I think because he's got Lindelof maybe who lacks that pace as well. Maybe he gets targeted a bit much, but he's been consistent like Lee says, and I think the English media do like to pick on certain English players, have one bad game and then they try and jump on them, and that's what they've been doing with Maguire, and I'm sure he feels happy the way he's playing at the moment. He reads the game well, and he's doing a good job as Man United captain.
Lee, how much of a hindrance is the English media to a Manchester United player? Because you probably know more than most.
Do you know what? It's just part and parcel of the job. You know, you go and play for a club like Man United, who are arguably one of the biggest in the world. It's just part of the territory. You have to take the criticism. You're up there to be shot at, but no one generally criticises you more than yourself. You've got yourself, your teammates, your manager, and then the sort of press come along, and they're really the last ones you take any notice of and the last ones you listen to. You've got a lot of people slating you in the dressing room if you're not doing your job right. You criticise yourself when you're sat at home analysing the game after you've played. So I think there's no more pressure than you put on yourself than anyone else can put on. So I think he's handled things really well. It's a difficult place to go. You know, from wherever you're going, you're stepping up from pretty much any club you come from to go to Man United, and it's a difficult transition, and I think he's handled it with class. I think he's been great.
With Maguire, he is the constant on the pitch for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, his general. But the key question when it comes to Harry Maguire is who partners him? Who is the best partner? We ran a poll earlier today asking that very question, and top by some distance is Eric Bailly. Now, the issue with Bailly is injuries, Gabby. It always seems to have been injuries. But if everybody is fit, who is the best partner, in your opinion, for Harry Maguire?
I think 100% Eric Bailly. I feel
Why?
like last game against Wolves, he was outstanding. He offers that pace in behind where sometimes as a striker, you don't even want to run against defenders who are very quick. When I used to play against Rio Ferdinand and Vincent Kompany, because they're so quick, you didn't really want to like knock the ball past them or even go towards them. You go to the opposite centre half. I feel like that's what Bailly can offer, but like you says, it's injuries, consistency with Bailly, but when he's on his game, for sure, he's the #1 partner for me.
Lee, is he the #1 pick to go with Harry Maguire at the back?
Yeah, I would say so. I think he's quick, he's aggressive, he can play. I think he probably had a little bit of inconsistency under the last manager with injuries, with not playing regular, and with that comes inconsistency. But I think if he can stay fit and get a run of games in the team, and Harry Maguire's experience and sort of leadership, I think he can be a sensational centre-half, and I think the pair of them could be a really strong pair.
Gabby, first for the answer for this. Do you fully trust them, if they are both fit, Maguire and Bailly, to be the cornerstone of pushing Manchester United to be title contenders this season?
I think definitely. I think Manchester United are 3 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand. Without Bailly really this season playing much, They've been playing some games with Lindelof right back, Lindelof and Maguire centre half. And I do feel like that's the missing part for Manchester United. Going forward, midfield, I think they're frightening. Just at the back, they lack that bit of pace at the back. And with Bailly in the team, I'm sure they can start winning more games than they're drawing or losing.
Lee, you need a good partnership if you're going to win the title. You know that as well as I do.
Yeah, I mean, you ask any manager and any successful team, they'll tell you that the most important thing for a winning team is a strong and steady and consistent back four and goalkeeper. They do talk about the spine of a team, but I think anybody will tell you, if you can keep the same sort of back four and goalkeeper, and they get their own little sort of understanding going, and they can keep you clean sheets. When you've got a forward line and attacking midfielders like United have got, then they're a threat to anyone.